Today on Deep Dive, we're going to be looking at Marvel Comics Avengers number 30. Can the Avengers rescue the brainwashed Black Widow? The answer lies inside. Hello everyone, my name is Devin, also known as DH Artist, and welcome back to my Deep Dive series. Today we'll be continuing the adventures of Earth's mightiest heroes, the Avengers, and if you missed my Deep Dive coverage of their other issues, I'll link to them in the video description below. Even though this can be viewed on your phone or computer, try casting it onto your TV so you can really see the detail and quality of the book. With each issue, you can expect their conditions to vary. Today's book is in nice condition, so there won't be anything to detract from the artwork. If you enjoy these types of videos and want to see more content like it, check out some of my other deep dives. I've covered issues like Journey into Mystery number 111, Fantastic Four number 16, Miss Marvel number 1, and X-Men number 21, featuring the sinister alien Lucifer. For a complete list of my videos, visit the organized playlists on my channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single video. Avengers number 30 was published in July of 1966. Editor-in-chief was Stan Lee. Cover artists were Jack Kirby and Don Heck. The story, titled Frenzy in a Far-Off Land, was written by Stan Lee, penciled by Don Heck, inked by Frank Giacoia, and lettered by Sam Rosen. The book consists of 32 pages with a cover price of 12 cents. Our adventure today begins at Avengers headquarters, when the Scarlet Witch tells her brother Quicksilver the most distressing news. She's planning to resign from the Avengers. During their last battle, she noticed her hex power gradually decreasing, and when Quicksilver reveals that he's also found his speed dwindling, both Wanda and Pietro decide it would be best to take a leave of absence from the team. They then inform Captain America that they're returning to Europe to hopefully re-energize their powers. Meanwhile, Janet is concerned about Hank Pym, who since recently becoming Goliath, has been unable to return to normal size, following their recent battle. Locked in his room and ashamed of his giant size, Hank learns that his old college professor, Dr. Anton, is living in South America. Since he's the only person who can cure his condition, Hank departs for South America on one of Tony Stark's rocket-powered air cars. Meanwhile, in a warehouse across town, the brainwashed Black Widow contacts her superiors behind the Iron Curtain. After again receiving her orders to destroy the Avengers, her mind becomes conflicted because she can't stop thinking about Hawkeye. But as she starts to make a plan with the Swordsman and Power Man, the two begin to argue and they break into a fight. Realizing that the two rogues are fighting over her, she decides to let them duke it out, for it'll serve as good practice when they face the Avengers. Now tired of their arguing, Black Widow breaks the pair up. Then the three villains get to work, planning their attack on the Avengers. Meanwhile, back at Avengers headquarters, Cap reminds Hawkeye and the Wasp that the Black Widow will soon strike again, so the trio decides that they should split up to search for the villain's hideout. Going their separate ways, Hawkeye takes to the air in the Avengers scout ship, while Captain America drives the busy streets. And shrinking down to insect size, the Wasp searches the various bars and saloons along the waterfront. During her search, the Wasp overhears two men talking in a bar, and when one of them mentions seeing someone matching the Black Widow's description heading into an old warehouse, she returns to tell Cap and Hawkeye. Then as the Avengers make plans to strike the warehouse hideout, Hawkeye wants to go after them alone, having felt responsible for last time when the Black Widow and the other two villains escaped. Meanwhile, arriving in South America, Goliath lands at the home of Dr. Anton. Entering the home, Goliath finds everything tossed around, like there had been a struggle or someone was searching for something. But when he heads back outside to look for clues, he's jumped by some unknown assailants. Some of the fun advertising found within this issue is a half-page application for Boys to Sell Grit. There's an ad to order a variety of US government surplus, such as parachutes, pistol belts, and goggles. There's a full-page ad for the Stratomatic baseball game, and near the back there's an ad for kids to order 3 complete fishing outfits for only $12.95. When the costumed attackers reveal that they took Dr. Anton prisoner, Goliath leaps into action, tossing them around like rag dolls. After catching one of the men, Hank gets to work interrogating him, learning that they took Dr. Anton to a place called the Forbidden Land. And so, tucking the henchman under his arm, Goliath follows the secret route leading to Dr. Anton's location. Meanwhile, back in New York City, making his way stealthily across the rooftops, Hawkeye arrives at the warehouse hideout. Crashing down through the skylight, he leaps into battle with the Swordsman and Power Man. As the two villains take turns sparring with Hawkeye, he easily counters their attacks using his bow and arrows. After dropping Power Man through a hole in the floor, Hawkeye evades the Swordsman's power blade by dodging behind a pile of storage boxes. Contemplating his next move, Hawkeye is caught off guard when Natasha surprises him. Thinking that she's free of the brainwashing, Hawkeye rushes towards Natasha, but she knocks him back with her electroshock weapon. Before he can talk to her, the swordsman leaps into view, and with both their weapons drawn, Hawkeye and the swordsman prepare for a final showdown. Meanwhile, back in South America, and deep in the Forbidden Land, Goliath locates the hidden society who took Dr. Anton prisoner. Watching from the shadows, he sees that it's run by a power-hungry ruler, known only as the Keeper of the Flame. Thinking that Dr. Anton was sent to spy on his people, the Keeper of the Flame is about to sentence him to death. But before he can give the order, he's alerted by one of his guards to the arrival of Goliath. Before Hank knows what's happened, the Keeper of the Flame orders his men to attack. Cornered by the angry mob, Goliath stands his ground ready to fight. Suddenly everything goes dark, except for the low-lit glow of a blacklight activator. With the mob in a state of confusion, a voice calls to Goliath from a secret passageway. Revealing himself to be Prince Ray, the rightful ruler of the Forbidden Land, he guides Hank to safety. Picking back up at the action in New York City, we find the swordsman gaining the upper hand on Hawkeye. But when he lets his guard down, Hawkeye lands a devastating punch, sending the villain tumbling to the ground. With his attention on the knocked-out swordsman, Power Man gets the jump on Hawkeye, locking him in his grip. Seeing Hawkeye in trouble, frees Natasha from her brainwashed state, and before Power Man can finish off Hawkeye, the Black Widow strikes him with her electroshock weapon, stunning Power Man and freeing Hawkeye. Acting quickly, Hawkeye uses his arrows to bring down a pillar, leaving him and Natasha enough time to escape before the roof topples down on Power Man. As Hawkeye and Black Widow embrace once again, we return to Avengers headquarters, where we find the Wasp watching a news bulletin from South America. After seeing the abandoned air car on the news, the Wasp realizes that Hank Pym is in trouble. So when Cap tells her that he saw the same news in the paper, they both decide to leave for South America to help Goliath. And as this issue ends, we're left with two exciting panels. We see Prince Ray and Goliath escaping through the dark tunnels of the Forbidden Land, while hot on their trail is the Keeper of the Flame. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive. If there's a particular issue or comic you'd like me to flip, drop it down in the comments section and I'll see if I can add it to my poll box. If you enjoy these types of videos, please show your support by subscribing to my channel. As always, please consider liking and feel free to share this video. And until next time, deep divers, thanks for watching.